Hello, everyone. I have some good information for anyone that's interested in being a PSE slash window clerk. So, I'm going to go over what a typical day is like from beginning to end. Firstly, you do have to understand the structure of how things work in the post office. So, you have like an annex post office where there is no window service available at all. You don't see customers, you don't sell stamps, nothing retail, just purely distribution. And how that would work is the clerk is there, the truck comes in the morning, the truck driver takes off the pallets of packages, and the clerk would scan those and throw them inside of the boxes that, or whatever section that is designed for each route, and you'll throw them in there, and then the CCAs or the RCAs or both would go out and deliver those. And that's purely what they do. They sort mails there as well to put in the mailboxes, but that's just it. They never see a customer ever. Then you have a one-man post office, where it's only one clerk in there, so you don't work with other clerks. It's just you in a small post office. There is window service there, so you do handle retail, you do sell stamps and everything else, and you sort mails. The truck driver drop off a small amount of packages, small amount of mail, and you just put them in the mailboxes, and it's pretty easy, but it's just you alone that's there. Um, Usually they say if you get something like that, you are winning. And the reason is because you don't have to deal with any coworkers or anyone. It's just you alone in the entire post office. So no carriers, no anything, just you and the customers. Then of course you have a standard post office, which is can be interesting in different ways. But at this post office, they're usually either a large one or a medium size or a small one, but they're all handled the same way based on start time and so forth. Some of those regular post offices, they deliver for Amazon. When I applied for the position, I envisioned myself being cute, being all girly, with my nails done, and I'm just there at the counter servicing the customers and getting their stamps and everything else, and just being cute. Oh no. No, ma'am. No, sir. I was so wrong. And that is what one would think. You go to the post office and you see those people at the counter and you're like, okay, I could do that. But then when you get in, you see that that's not what it's about. Like there are a lot of things at the post office that's an illusion from the outside looking in. Here's the biggest illusion. Open up your eyes. Uh-huh. I know you've seen this at your local post office or any post office, right? And look, it's right there. It tells you. It says your schedule is Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturdays you work from 9 a.m. to noon. And they're closed Sundays and holidays, right? Right? Wrong. And this is what I mean by post offices being different and structured differently in their own way. You see, they have different time, different schedules, some close for lunch, all of that. Window service hours are different for each post office. One might start at 10, one might start at 8:30, one might start at 9:15. So let's talk some more about this illusion of hours that are displayed before us. So these hours that you're looking at is actually the hours of the post office where I work. The first clerk in my post office starts at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Yes, 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So if you like to hang out, go out for drinks, stay up late, living the life, good luck with that if you are ever placed on the 4:30 schedule. I've worked the 4:30 schedule before. I had to learn it when I first started working for the post office. And whenever the clerk that does that schedule is on vacation, I work her hours as well. So it's 4:30 to 1:30 with an hour lunch. So when I get there at 4:30 in the morning, the truck has already left a long time ago or whenever they left. But I know when I get there at 4:30, when I do work that schedule, the the pallets are inside the post office. They have a key to where they can unlock that double door in the back, and they push those pallets in with a pallet jack, and then they take off. So when I get there at 4:30, those packages, those letters, those flats are like magazines and stuff like that, newspapers, those stuff are already in the post office waiting. I'm not going to use so much of the terms like DPS, APCs, all that stuff because you're not in the post office as yet. So I'll just describe the things to you. As a clerk, you do have to prepare stuff for the carriers to take out and deliver. So the first thing that the clerk will touch in the morning are these long plastic tubes, and they come with letters and they're routed. They might say route 1, route 2, depending on how many routes that the post office has. Larger post offices, they have more routes than the smaller ones. So you will take those and you'll place them in the section that the carriers are going to take them based on what route they are. Then you move on to the flats. The flats, you sort those by routes. Some of them will already be sorted by route, so those are the ones that will be close to the letters that are routed. So everything that are routed, you put them in one section, the flats and letters. Now, all letters and flats that are not sorted from the plant, because that's where all those things are coming from. They're coming from the plant. So all those, that's where the mail handlers work and stuff like that. So the flats and the letters that are not sorted, you're going to sort those. So we have like these papers that are hung up inside the post office with every street that they deliver to, every street, every avenue, every court, every lane, every, like, all of that. So you have those, and those are grouped into different routes. So as you're routing, as you're sorting, you're looking, like, let's say you might see Maple Lane. Maple Lane is route 3, so you have sections that they go into, like this picture right here. That's what they will go into. So you're standing on your feet and you're sorting those flats and letters and stuff like that. And this is where memory comes in. Like, you have to learn the schemes. You have to learn all where every street belong, where they all belong, what route they belong to, and that's another part of the memory. Now, all letters and flats that are not routed, you have to sort and measure. So you have a paper specifically for that, and you will write down. You have to literally measure them with a ruler or whatever measurement device they have, and you write that down on a paper. And then we're off to the packages, which is the last thing that you handle. So you get the flats out the way, you get the letter out the way, and then you move on to the packages. You scan them, you throw them into bins. These bins that you're looking at, these white bins, you throw the packages in there. And yes, I said throw because that's how the packages are handled at the post offices. So we throw them into these dependent on the address that is on the package. And then once we're done with all of that, then the carrier will come and take whatever route that they're running. Like that says route 8 right there. They'll come and take that and load their trucks, with the letters and the flats and of course the packages. So what you're looking at right now is different routes. Let's say the very one to the left is route 1, the blue one is route 2, and the next white one next to that is route 3. So that's what it would look like. And then, the carriers will come in and roll that out outside the post office to the truck. So while all this is happening inside the post office, we have other trucks that are pulling up at the dock, dropping off more stuff and different things and stuff like that. So we have another truck that comes at 6:30. We have Amazon. My post office, we deliver for Amazon, so they come on in and drop off the Amazon packages, and we scan those and we deliver those as well. When I said we, I mean the carriers, because obviously the clerks do not deliver packages. The next scheduled clerk may come in at 6:30 or 7:30. Okay. So as she's coming in, she's helping the 4:30 clerk, and they're working together as a team to get everything ready for the carriers to roll out. So then we have the accountables. That's where all certified letters, all registered mail, packages, that's where all those things are handled separately. And the reason why we call them accountables is because when we give it to the carriers, they have to sign for it that they received that specific item, because these are not regular things. Certified things have to be accounted for. Registered things are expensive things, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. That's inside the package, so they have to sign that they did take those things out. The video is going too long, and I'm ready to wrap this up, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. One of the clerks has to scan a barcode, which is called the uptime, to send a message to higher up to let them know that, hey, we are done with the distribution side at this post office. So since the window opens at 8 o'clock, let's just say it's 7:50 right now. So the next clerk that is working the window should be coming in to get the window running, to get the machine started, to log in and get her cash register and her stamps and get everything ready and good to go to start opening up the doors so that the customers can come in. And I'm saying she because or her, because my post office, we do not have any male clerks, so that's what I'm going off of. Of course, we know we have male clerks as well. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. So as the windows opens and the customers are coming in, the clerks or clerk that is at the window is handling those customers. The 4:30 clerk is still in the back working. She still has to put up the P.O. box letters, the P.O. box flat. So she's working on that while someone else is working, another clerk is working the window. So she gets done, she goes to lunch, she comes back. By the time she comes back, there is a final truck that comes, and she or someone else, another clerk, will scan those packages as well so that the load is not heavy for the next day. But those packages that are coming in are really for the next day. Before the 4:30 clerks goes to lunch, when or if another clerk went to go and finish up while she goes to lunch, once they're done with the PO box letters and flats, they have to also scan another barcode to say, hey, we finished putting up all the PO box letters and flats, and that gets sent up to higher heads higher up, wherever it goes. So let's say the 4:30 clerk has left because it's past her end time, which is 1:30. She's out. So whoever is running the front continues to do that with the window service. So there's not much going on in the back of the post office, because at that time the carriers already left. There's nothing really going on in the back, but all of the action is taking place at the window in the front. So let's say this was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. The carriers are coming back now from running their routes. They're coming back with letters, they're coming back with packages that people have given them to take to the post office so that we can ship out. And those letters and packages that comes back, those are dispatched back out at the end of the day after the window closes. One of the clerks will go out 2 times in the afternoon to retrieve letters or whatever is inside of those blue mailboxes on the outside. We'll go and we retrieve those things. We bring them in and we also dispatch those as well. So those are getting mixed with the things that the post men and women are bringing back in. So they get dispatched out. So we have 2 trucks that comes in. One comes at 2:15 and the other comes at 5:15, and the truck will take those things back that we're dispatching. So when you start working for the post office, you will either not get enough hours or you'll get a lot of hours like I did. Like I worked a lot of hours. I've worked 56 hours, 55 hours, plenty of weeks. I only have one day off, so I work 6 days a week. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. I work 6 days a week, so I technically don't have a life. I have to be there early in the morning, not 4:30, of course, unless that lady is taking off or she's on vacation or she's not feeling well. I have to go in at 7:30 every day. And I do the Amazon. If your post office has Amazon, you work on Sundays. If they don't deliver Amazon, you don't work on Sundays. So, as I've said before, I'm a PTF. I started working with the post office as a career employee. Sometimes I'm sent to other post offices. Sometimes I'm at this one, that one. So far, I've within 6 months, I have literally been to 4 different post offices. I work every holiday and I work rotating Sundays. Clerks that are regulars meaning that they put a bid in for a specific position, they are the only ones that have 2 days off, and their 2 days are very unlikely to be back to back. So they might have a Sunday and a Tuesday off, or a Sunday and a Thursday off. So, as far as schedule, as far as the illusion that you saw earlier, you do work Sundays, you do work holidays, you do work outside of the window hours, and you work and you work, and then you wake up the next day, you do it again. Like it's draining on the body, it is, but when you receive your paycheck that second Friday, it's worth it. You forget all about your troubles that you had 13 days prior. So you're 9 out of 10 times standing on your feet the entire day. I also want to add that another clerk that I came into the post office with, we all had orientation the same day. He was having trouble finding hours at the post office that he was working. While I was getting all the hours, he was barely getting any. So that is also a possibility as well. And that's where you have to go to different post offices to make up your hours to add more. And it's not a rare thing for them to tell you, okay, come in at 4:30, you go there 4:30, you stay there for 2 to 4 hours, then they send you home and tell you to come back again at 4 o'clock. Like, it happens. So you can have a really good experience or a not so good one. So it really depends on which post office you go to. So that's all I have for you. Thank you for listening. Don't stop. Just keep pushing and keep going for what you want in life. Take care.